project. Again, stuck in the saloon. Even though it's warm outside, it is bucketing down rain out there. You can't even see out the windows with how much fog and rain is on there. Thanks for all the comments and for those people that just subscribed and are getting ready for our February event, which is a 2-hour webinar, hour and a half of great information plus 30 minutes of live question and answer. So you need to subscribe on our website, WholeUcoaching, and on the YouTube channel to get access to that event. But hey, glad you're with me again. Over the past little while, I've been doing videos on, how to achieve more, how to get faster, how to get there more directly, how to increase your money, how to better your business, how to lose weight faster, all that stuff. Today, I'm going to take a little different tack, and I want to talk to you today about what happens when things don't go the way you want them to. Because inevitably, like with every plan, there's going to be some hurdles that pop up that you just can't get past, and this huge project is one of them. It has a couple things that we already talked about, this project, okay? It started in November. So November, December, January, February, March, April, it has to be done. 6 months, okay? It has a whole bunch of signposts along the way. One of them was getting down the shed, which is now done. That was a huge one. There was a bunch of little ones before that. And, there's still lots to go before the end. So you have to try to stay on it. But sometimes life throws you a hurdle that you just can't work around. Weather, for me right now, is one of them. I am having to adapt myself to the fact that I'm not in the tunnel and I can't do everything all the time, weather regardless. I have to do things, around the weather, around temperature, all that stuff. So when things happen, what do I do, or what do you need to do to stay on track? First thing, we talked about actions, right? We talked about instantaneous and super small and being able to repeat them over and over and over again. It's the same for this. It is to search your plan and have a contingency of actions you can do even if something stops you from going ahead. Let's say you're a salesman, or in your business, you need to call around and actively make sales or look for new clients, and something happens where you just can't call. You can't be on the phone for some reason, whatever it is. Have some things you can do. If you're out and about, you can just talk to people. If you're around town, sitting in the coffee shops, moving around, just talk to people about what you're doing. Actually face-to-face engage them. You could walk business to business. One of my old clients, he said he had this huge breakthrough. He had this huge list of calls he had to make that day. And his car broke down in the morning on his after going to town. And he had to wait at the mechanics with the car because his house was far out of town. He had to wait with the car until it was fixed. Hours and hours. He's just sitting in this mechanic's place, just hanging out there. No way to make the calls. The list was back at home. So he felt like, oh, what a waste. And then he was sitting there and he was looking out the window and he's like, wait a minute, what am I doing? He got up, followed what I directed him to do, which was take action now. So he got up, he went walking down the street. He walked into every business down that road. And if there wasn't a receptionist or there wasn't anybody to talk to there, he'd call the number on the door and say, hey, I'm right outside. If you got a minute, I'd love to talk to you. And he ended up making 3 appointments in that time to deliver his pitch to an entire staff of a business later that day, and 3 other appointments to come back at a later date to do the same thing. He didn't even know if he could have got those kinds of results on the phone, and he was a very good salesman on the phone. And so he said, like, wow, it was like just a game changer for him to go back to that take action now. It's really just that simple. So have a bunch of actions stored in your little vest pocket or in your book that you can do if you can't do the actions on your plan. And the actions still must lead you to your goal. Don't do actions that are like, okay, I can't make my calls, or I can't do this, or I'm invited out to eat and I'm on my strict diet, so I can't eat. That's wrong. Find something you can do. Choose better foods when you're there. Opt out of dessert. Walk there instead of driving there beforehand, so you get some exercise before you go there. The gym is another one that kind of makes me crazy when people are making excuses not to do. Oh, something happened. I had to drive my kid to school, so then I couldn't go to the gym. Okay, you couldn't go to the gym. It doesn't mean you can't exercise. Do some home exercise. Do some calisthenics. Go for a walk. Go for a jog. Play with your dog, garden, whatever, so that you're still getting that exercise in without having an excuse not to do it. And I'll tell you what, every time you beat this procrastination stopper, this hurdle that says, oh, woe is me, I can't do anything, so I'm just going to veg on the couch and watch soap operas, look at yourself and say, take action now towards my goal. Some sort of action. Review my plan, analyze data, go out and talk to people. And the more direct your action is to leading you to your goal, the better it'll be. And every time you defeat a hurdle, it gets easier to defeat the next hurdle. I can tell you, when I was training for Ironman and running marathons and growing up in Midwest Canada, and it'd be cold in the wintertime, like minus 30 Celsius, it's 30 below Fahrenheit. And snow and wind and cold, and I'd have to get up in the morning and go for a run before I went to work. And, yep, it was pretty hard, but I used to have a little trick, a little action in my pack, so that if I really felt like I didn't want to go, I pulled out my 10-20 whole action. And so if you're a person exercising, and you can apply this to your business as well, the 10-20 whole was exactly this. If I really didn't feel like going, and it was a miserable, crappy day out, I put on my running gear, I got out the door, and I ran away from home 10 minutes. At 10 minutes, my beeper would go off on my watch, and I would stop, and I would think to myself, okay, am I feeling better? Do I want to continue? Or am I still feeling crappy, and I'm just going home now? Sometimes I just went home. So I'd turn around, run 10 minutes home. I had a 20-minute workout in that I wasn't going to do before. Okay? Now, if I got to 10 minutes and I went, yeah, okay, it's not so bad, I'm warmed up now, I would run another 10 minutes away, meaning 20. That's the 20 part. So I'd run 20 minutes. And then if I got to the 20 minutes and I went, okay, I've had a guts full now, I'm going home, sweet, I'd run the 20 minutes home. I got a 40-minute workout in that I wasn't going to do before. But if I got to the 20 minutes, and I often, how just like you folk, when you get to a point, all of a sudden it's like, okay, I'll just finish. And so then I would do the whole workout that I had on my sheet, on my plan. But by having those little actions that I could take, even when I didn't feel like taking the big giant action, I still got something in, and I still moved directly to my goal. Okay? So use the 10-20 whole rule for yourself and apply it to the different things. There's a lot of different thoughts out there around this. Mel Robbins, for instance, in her book 5-Second Rule, uses that 5-second count to make herself take action. You can do that too. It's a great book. If you haven't read that, the 5-Second Rule, get it and read it. Jeff Olson he wrote The Slight Edge. He uses a thing which talks about the next moment of decision. Can either lead you to success or lead you away from it. And if you choose to do the short workout and you go down a little bit, hey, you got another moment the next time to go up or down. Okay, so those two books are great, resources for you to read. They're nice, good reads. I think the 5-Second Rule might even come on an Audible, maybe, if you wanted to listen to it on your way to work or something. But those are two books I can tell you are really, really great to just help you get this instant action thing happening, because that's how you get over these hurdles. Now, every time you get over one of those hurdles, every time you make yourself get up and go, every time you don't hit the snooze button, it gets easier to do next time. And what you find is then achievement breeds achievement, and there you go. Woohoo! You've built your flood of achievement. You've caught all those raindrops, all those little times you weren't going to do something. You caught them, and you made an entire flood of achievement. Now you're moving faster than you ever thought possible. Hey, I hope you apply these things to your own plan, your own project. I'm applying them to mine. I'm going to let you go now so I can go wire up some batteries and do some inside work today. Hey, it's been great talking to you. Remember, subscribe to us, like us, subscribe to the WholeUcoaching site as well. And remember, I've challenged you to get to the next level. Don't wait. Make it happen for yourself now. And for those of you that commented, Yep, I did get my long hair cut off, and I'm back down to normal again. That's what happens when you do a big cut on your head. You can't cut your hair all the time, so I had to wait for a few weeks. Anyhow, this is Andy, the Chrome Dome, coming at you, challenging you to get to the next level.